Hi, Big Tractor Power fans. I'm out in a 3,000-acre field in western Kentucky with a pair of Case IH 420 Steiger tractors side dressing corn with anhydrous ammonia. We're going to talk about the specifications of these tractors as well as the operation. We'll climb up in the cab and see the operator's perspective of running one of these big Steigers across the field, side dressing the rows of corn, as well as talk to the operator about what it's like to run a Steiger 420 in this type of application. But first, let's head out to the field so you can see and hear these big tractors at work. Case IH introduced the 420 Steiger in 2014, and it remains a current model in the four-wheel drive lineup from the company. It's manufactured in Fargo, North Dakota, and powered by an FPT 12.9-liter 787 cubic inch engine rated at 420 horsepower with a maximum power boost up to 462 horsepower for tough field conditions, and it has a 355 PTO horsepower rating. The 420 Steiger is equipped with Case IH's Advanced Farming System GPS, which allows it to make automated perfect 40-foot passes across the field. The 420 features a 310-gallon diesel fuel tank and a 42-gallon exhaust fluid tank for DEF used in clean engine solutions. The tractor features two different transmissions. The first is a full power shift with 16 forward and 2 reverse speeds, and the tractors we see working in this cornfield feature the power shift transmission. According to Case IH's website, the list price for a power shift 420 is $389,797. A second CVX drive transmission is available for Case IH on Steiger tractors from 370 up to 540 horsepower, introduced for model year 2018. This continuous variable transmission is list priced for $433,920. The tractor weighs in at 39,820 pounds from the factory and can be field weighted up to 49,500 pounds. Case IH made a slight change to the exhaust system on 2019 Steiger tractors. This farm is operating a 2019 Model 420 and a very late model year 2018 420 out in this field. The 2018 model has that original exhaust breather that was used on the tractors from 2014 through 2018. It has a more oval shape that you can see curving up above the cab. When you look at the 2019 model, it has a round disc now mounted on top of the breather to draw more air in. So just a slight change to look for, and you'll be able to easily identify a new 2019 Steiger with that oval breather on top. Now that we've learned a little bit about the specifications of the 420 Steiger, let's climb up in the cab and see the operator's perspective of running this high horsepower machine down narrow rows of corn, applying anhydrous ammonia fertilizer. Hi, Mark. In the cab of the 420 Steiger, and it is continuing to do row crop work. We recently had a video featuring this tractor pulling a 16-row Kinsey planter, and today it is running between the corn rows that have now come up. We can look down there between the tires and see the corn, and look behind us and see the applicator applying anhydrous coming from the wagon just behind the tractor here. We're back up here with Mark. Mark was our host during corn planting with the same tractor. Mark, what is it like using a big 420 horsepower tractor like this to run row crop work?
It's a pretty good setup for us. We talked about pulling a planter with it, the multi-use of this tractor. This is another function that we used this tractor for, side dress. It handles the 17 knife applicator really well. Talked about some of our rough terrain, the hills up and down. It has the horsepower, it has the weight to keep the applicator on track. We are running auto guidance, running the same AB line, right down the same track, and the tractor handles it well, holds it right on track. Precision placement of our anhydrous.
We can see we've still got our Kinsey equipment up here.
Yeah, same tractor, same box monitor still hanging. Run Mueller controllers, what I used to run my 1034.0 plant with. It also is running my NH3 today also.
So we can kind of see a map up here of the toolbar, and you can use this just like an iPad to shut rows off if you need to. Or...
Yeah, that is correct. You see the blue bars right here. We can touch those, turn those sections off. It's also set up to where the GPS will shut it on and off as we overlap also.
That's very handy for saving on fertilizer.
Yeah, it's a must these days. Inputs are a huge factor in cost, and we need to control those wherever we can.
We can see you've been on the auto guidance here going across the field, and now you're going to turn the tractor around.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, unfortunately, we do have to handle that ourselves, but it sure is nice pulling the AB line, not having to steer.
That's a lot of tractor to try to tiptoe through the corn rows here.
It is. Pulling big wagons with wide tires behind us, keeping that all off the row. It can be almost more than you can do by hand. You let the machine take over. It takes the work out of it.
Now this implement's on a 3-point hitch back here as well, so
yes,
that makes it pretty tight.
Yeah, keeps it close. It's easier to keep off the road as you run, being up close to the tractor.
How many acres a day do you hope to cover when you're doing this kind of work?
We're getting 200 a day. We're running about that 5 mile per hour mark. That's about where you're going to get every day.
We can see here the just touch over 5 miles per hour. How many acres does one of these wagons cover?
We're putting on 180 units today. You'll get 35 acres. Some places we'll put on 150, 60. You can push up to 40 acres before you have to stop and switch.
Well, that's pretty impressive. Do you know what one of these wagons weighs? I mean, imagine it helps to have this tractor up front to pull it.
It's 18,000 pounds.
18,000 pounds?
Yes, it is.
That's a good sized wagon.
Yeah, you take a 17 knife applicator, you're running 5 mile an hour in the ground, up and down some of these hills, and you throw 18,000 pounds behind you, you know it. That's one thing that we like about the 420. It'll roll right down the hills and you never know it's back there.
So you've got two 420s out here doing this job, and so you're probably covering around 400 acres a day between the pair of them?
Between the pair of them, that is correct, yes.
And as we look out the back window, this is a very expansive field. It's a lot of ground out there. And this field is a very historic field in our community. It's been around a long time. We're about 3,000 acres, is it?
3,000 acres on this farm, yeah. It all touches, separated by occasional field road or grass waterway or ditch, but it does all touch.
And at one time it was 6,000 acres before Fort Campbell, Kentucky came along.
That is correct.
It would have been interesting to see if they used mules or what early tractors would have worked this property.
I would say it took a lot of people and mules and lots of days to work this much ground.
Yeah, but I know people always ask how they get it done, and it's just 1 acre at a time, just like today.
They put in their hard days where they probably work a lot harder than we do today, that's for sure.
Well, Mark, thanks for the tour of the tractor and the opportunity to get up here and see this. And I will always point out, because it comes up in our comment section, we can see it's got this big muffler here. But from Mark's perspective, it doesn't really block his view of these rows of corn at all. And this is probably the most precise use of a four-wheel drive trying to do this work, and that is not an obstruction.
Not at all.
And there's also this nice mirror over here with two parts. So you can see your wagon back there very nicely, as well as your tires down here going through the rows. You might have noticed out on the ground, or now that we're up here in the cab with Mark, the outside shanks on this anhydrous toolbar are doubling up passes. When we're headed south, the left-hand shank, when it turns around and heads back north, goes back on the same pass that it previously made. And when the tractor reaches the top of the field and turns around to head southbound, the right-hand shank is now doubling its pass. The reason the farm is doing this is because the outside right and left shanks are applying a half rate of nitrogen, where the center shanks are all applying a full rate of nitrogen as they cross the field. This is a 17-row applicator, and there are 16 rows of corn. So there's a gap between those outside passes, and if you only applied the nitrogen on the outside down one pass, it would cause the roots of the corn to have to stretch to reach that outside pass. This way, when you put the half rate down and you turn around and come back across the field, you achieve the full rate on the centers. There's a third tractor working out in this big cornfield, and that is a Case IH 380 CVT Magnum tractor with 380 engine horsepower and a continuous variable transmission. It's pulling a Blue Jet liquid nitrogen applicator, and this tractor and applicator are used to apply nitrogen on the boundaries of the field. When the turn rows and headlands are covered in a field, they're squared up. They meet the edges of the field, and it's difficult to take an articulated tractor with that anhydrous wagon in tow and reach those corner spots. This Magnum tractor and applicator are more nimble, and that is why the farm is using that setup to finish off the field's boundaries. I hope that you've enjoyed spending time out in this 3,000 acre field, seeing these big tractors applying nitrogen fertilizer to the 2019 corn crop. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, consider subscribing to Big Tractor Power YouTube, where there are over 1,000 videos of farm machines in action. If you have any questions or thoughts about this video, please leave them in the comment section below as I try to respond to every post that is made. If you would like to get a preview of what is coming up next on Big Tractor Power YouTube, make sure to check out Big Tractor Power Instagram, where I share pictures and short video clips of what is currently being filmed in the field. As always, thank you for watching.